The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two. And I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house. We did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 sit. And we did not like it, not one little bit. And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump! We looked. Then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the Cat in the Hat. And he said to us,
"Why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet, and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games we could play,"
said the cat.
"I know some new tricks,"
said the Cat in the Hat.
"A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do."
Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said,
"No, no. Make that cat go away. Tell that Cat in the Hat you do not want to play. He should not be here. He should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out."
Now, have no fear, have no fear,"
said the cat.
"My tricks are not bad.
Said the Cat in the Hat.
Why, we can have lots of good fun, if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with a Fish."
"Put me down,"
said the fish.
"This is no fun at all. Put me down,"
said the fish.
"I do not wish to fall."
"Have no fear,"
said the cat.
"I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do,"
said the cat.
"Look at me. Look at me now,
said the cat.
with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books. I can hold up the fish and a little toy ship, and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball. But that is not all. Oh, no, that is not all. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a little toy man. And look, with my tail, I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball. But that is not all. Oh, no, that is not all."
That is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball. And Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said,
"Do I like this? Oh, no, I do not. This is not a good game."
said our fish as he lit.
"No, I do not like it. Not one little bit." "Now look what you did."
said the fish to the cat.
"Now look at this house. Look at this. Look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house, and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is not. You get out of this house,"
said the fish in the pot.
But I like to be here. Oh, I like it a lot.
said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot.
I will not go away. I do not wish to go. And so,
said the cat in the hat,
so, I will show you another good game that I know.
and then he ran out. And then, fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook.
Now look at this trick.
Said the cat.
Take a look.
Then he got up on top with the tip of his hat.
I call this game Fun in a Box.
Said the cat.
In this box are two things. I will show to you now. You will like these two things.
Said the cat with a bow.
I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. Two things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun.
Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1. And they ran to us fast. They said,
How do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2?
and Sally and I did not know what to do. So we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their two hands, but our fish said,
No, no, those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out. Put them out.
said the fish in the pot.
Have no fear, little fish.
Said the cat in the hat.
These things are good things.
And he gave them a pat.
They are tame, oh, so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day. Now, here is a game that they like.
Said the cat.
They like to fly kites.
Said the cat in the hat.
No, not in the house.
Said the fish in the pot.
They should not fly kites in a house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it. Not one little bit.
Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump, down the wall in the hall. Thing 2 and Thing 1. They ran up. They ran down. On the string of one kite, we saw Mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps, and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If Mother could see this, oh, what would she say? Then our fish said,
Look, look!
and our fish shook with fear.
Your mother is on her way home. Do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast.
Said the fish.
Do you hear? I saw her. Your mother. Your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of Thing 1 and Thing 2.
So as fast as I could, I went after my net. And I said, with my net, I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net, I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net. It came down with a plop. And I had them at last. Those two things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say. You pack up those things and you take them away.
Oh, dear,
Said the cat.
You did not like our game. Oh, dear. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame.
Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look.
That is good,
Said the fish.
he has gone away. Yes, but your mother will come. She will find this big mess, and this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all.
And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat,
Have no fear of this mess.
said the Cat in the Hat.
I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know.
Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake, and the rake, and the gown, and the milk, and the strings, and the books, and the dish, and the fan, and the cup, and the ship, and the fish. And he put them away. Then he said,
That is that.
and then he was gone, with a tip of his hat. Then our mother came in, and she said to us two,
Did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do?
and Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you?
Dr. Seuss's Sleep Book, narrated by Madeline Kahn.
The news just came in from the county of Keck that a very small bug by the name of Van Vleck is yawning so wide you can look down his neck. This may not seem very important, I know, but it is. So I'm bothering telling you so. A yawn is quite catching, you see, like a cough. It just takes one yawn to start other yawns off. Now the news has come in that some friends of Van Vleck's are yawning so wide you can look down their necks. At this moment, right now, under 7 more noses, great yawns are in blossom. They're blooming like roses. The yawn of that one little bug is still spreading. According to latest reports, it is heading across the wide fields, through the sleepy night air, across the whole country, toward every which where. And people are gradually starting to say, I feel rather drowsy. Oh, I've had quite a day. Creatures are starting to think about rest. 2 bifferbound birds are now building their nest. They do it each night, and quite often I wonder how they do this big job without making a blunder. But that is their problem, not yours, and not mine. The point is, they are going to bed, and that's fine. Sleep thoughts are spreading throughout the whole land. The time for night brushing of teeth is at hand. Up at Herkheimer Falls, where the great river rushes and crashes down crags in great gargling gushes, the Herkheimer sisters are using their brushes. Those falls are just grand for toothbrushing beneath, if you happen to be up that way with your teeth. The news just came in from the castle of Krupp that the lights are all out and the drawbridge is up. And the old drawbridge drawer just said with a yawn, Oh, my drawbridge is drawn, and it's going to stay drawn till the milkman delivers the milk about dawn. I'm going to bed now, so nobody better come round with a special delivery letter. The number of sleepers is steadily growing. Bed is where more and more people are going. In Culpeper Springs, in the Stiltwalkers' Hall, the Stiltwalker stilts are all stacked on the wall. The Stiltwalker walkers have called it a day. They're all tuckered out, and they're snoozing away. This is very big news. It's important to know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. Way out in the west, in the town of Merced, the Hinklehorn Honking Club just went to bed. Every horn has been quietly hung on a hook for the night in its own private Hinklehorn nook. All this long, happy day they've been honking about, and the Hinklehorn honkers have honked themselves out. But they'll wake up quite fresh in the morning, and then they'll start right in Hinklehorn honking again. Everywhere, creatures are falling asleep. The collapsible frink just collapsed in a heap. And by adding the frink to the others before, I am able to give you the Who's Asleep score. Right now, 40,404 creatures are happily, deeply in slumber. I think you'll agree that's a whopping fine number. Counting up sleepers. Just how do we do it? Really quite simple. There's nothing much to it. We find out how many. We learn the amount by an audio-teleo-tallyo count. On a mountain halfway between Reno and Rome, we have a machine in a plexiglass dome which listens and looks into everyone's home. And whenever it sees a new sleeper go flop, it jiggles and lets a new biggle ball drop. Our chap counts these balls as they plop in a cup, and that's how we know who is down and who's up. Do you talk in your sleep? It's a wonderful sport, and I have some news of this sport to report. The world champion sleep talkers, Joe and Mo Redzoff, have just gone to sleep, and they're talking their heads off. For 55 years now, each chattering brother has babbled and gabbled all night to the other. They've talked about laws, and they've talked about gauze, they've talked about paws, and they've talked about flaws. They've talked quite a lot about old Santa Claus. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you should take up this sport. It's just fine for the jaws. Do you walk in your sleep? I just had a report of some interesting news of this popular sport. Near Finnegan Fen, there's a sleepwalking group, which not only walks, but it walks a la hoop. Every night they go miles. Why they walk to such lengths, they have to keep eating to keep up their strength. So every so often, one puts down his hoop, stops hooping, and does some quick snooping for soup. That's why they're known as the Hoop Soup Snoop Group. Sleepwalking, too, are the curious Crandalls, who sleepwalk on hills with assorted-sized candles. The Crandalls walk nightly in slumbering peace, in spite of slight burns from the hot dripping grease. The Crandalls wear candles because they walk far, and if they wake up, want to see where they are. Now the news has arrived from the Valley of Vale that a Chippendale mupp has just bitten his tail, which he does every night before shutting his eyes. Such nipping sounds silly, but really it's wise. He has no alarm clock, so this is the way he makes sure that he'll wake at the right time of day. His tail is so long, he won't feel any pain till the nip makes the trip and gets up to his brain. In exactly 8 hours, the Chippendale mupp will at last feel the bite and yell, "Ouch!" and wake up. A Mr. and Mrs. J. Carmichael Crocs have just gone to bed near the town of Fort Knox, and they, by the way, have the finest of clocks. I'm not at all sure that I quite understand just how the thing works with that one extra hand, but I do know this clock does one very slick trick. It doesn't tick-tock. How it goes is tock-tick. So, with ticks in its talker and tocks in its ticker, it saves lots of time. And the sleepers sleep quicker. What a fine night for sleeping. From all that I hear, it's the best night for sleeping in many a year. They're even asleep in the Zweiback Motel. And people don't usually sleep there too well. The beds are like rocks. And as everyone knows, the sheets are too short. They won't cover your toes. So, if people are actually sleeping in there, it's a great night for sleeping. It must be the air. It's a great night for snores. I just had a report of some boys who are tops in this musical sport. The snortiest snorers in all our fair land are Snorter McPhail and his Snore-a-Snort band. This band can snore Dixie, an old Swanee River so loud it would make 40 elephants shiver. The loudest of all of the boys is McPhail. He snores with his head in a 3-gallon pail. So they snore in a cave 20 miles out of town. If they snored closer in, they would snore the town down. Do you know who's asleep out in Funa Laguna? 2 very nice Funa Laguna baboona. We've added them into our Who's Asleep count, which has grown to a really amazing amount. Exactly 8,808,000 creatures are sleeping now. Isn't that great? A Jed is in bed, and the bed of a Jed is the softest of beds in the world, it is said. He makes it from pom-poms he grows on his head, and he's sleeping right now on the softest of fluff, completely exhausted from growing the stuff. The news has come in from the district of Doft that 2 oft are asleep, and they are sleeping aloft. And how are they able to sleep off the ground? I'll tell you. I weighed one last week, and I found that an oft is so light, he weighs -1 pound. A moose is asleep. He is dreaming of moose drinks. A goose is asleep. He is dreaming of goose drinks. That's well and good when a moose dreams of moose juice. And nothing goes wrong when a goose dreams of goose juice. But it isn't too good when a moose and a goose start dreaming they are drinking the other one's juice. Moose juice, not goose juice, is juice for a moose. And goose juice, not moose juice, is juice for a goose. So, when goose gets a mouthful of juices of mooses, and moose gets a mouthful of juices of gooses, they always fall out of their beds screaming screams. So, I'm warning you now, never drink in your dreams. Speaking of dreaming, I think you should note that the Bumbletub Club is now dreaming afloat. Every night they go dreaming down Bumbletub Creek, except for one night every 3rd or 4th week when they stop for repairs, 'cause their Bumbletubs leak. But tonight they're afloat, full of dreams, full of bliss, and that's why I'm bothering telling you this. At the fork of a road in the Vale of Vavode, 5 foot-weary salesmen have laid down their load. All day they've raced round in the heat at top speeds, unsuccessfully trying to sell Zizzerzouf seeds, which nobody wants because nobody needs. Tomorrow will come. They'll go back to their chore. They'll start on the road, zizzer-zoofing once more. But tonight they've forgotten their feet are so sore. And that's what the wonderful nighttime is for. Everywhere, creatures have shut off their voices. They've all gone to bed. in the beds of their choices. They're sleeping in bushes, they're sleeping in crannies, some on their stomachs, and some on their fannies. They're peacefully sleeping in comfortable holes, some even on soft-tufted barbershop poles. The number of sleepers is now past the millions. The number of sleepers is now in the billions. They're sleeping on steps and on strings and on floors, in mailboxes, ships, and the keyholes of doors. Every worm on a fishhook is safe for the night. Every fish in the sea is too sleepy to bite. Every whale in the ocean has turned off his spout. Every light between here and Farfoodle is out. And now, adding things up, we are way beyond billions. Our Who's Asleep score is now up in the zillions. $99,9,000,000,002 creatures are sleeping. So, how about you? When you put out your light, then the number will be 99,000,000,009,000,003. Good night.
Maybe you should fly a jet. Maybe you should be a vet. By Dr. Seuss. Illustrated by Michael J. Smolin. Want to be a ticket taker? Want to be a pizza maker? Lobster man. Jockey. TV fixer. Ballet dancer. Soda mixer. Do you want to be an astronaut? Or keeper of the zoo? You've got to do something. What do you want to do? Tailor? Sailor? Nailer? Jailer? You've got to be someone sooner or later. How about a wrestler? A writer? Or a waiter? How about a dentist? How about a florist? How about a forester working in a forest? Do you wish to be an oil refiner? Diamond miner? Dress designer? How about a paper hanger? How about a bass drum banger? Do you want to do your work outdoors? Do you want to work inside? Would you like to be a plumber? A policeman? Or a guide? Would you rather work in a mountain town? Or in the desert lower down? Pet shop owner? Money loaner? How about a slide tromboner? How about a perfume smeller? How about a fortune teller?
I see a tall, dark, and handsome man.
You could be a turkey farmer. You could be a teacher. You could be a lot of things. How about a preacher?
You could be a clown.
Or a coffee perker. How about an iron worker? Fireman. Tireman. Telephone wireman. Some girls make good picture framers. Some girls make good lion tamers. Some guys make good tightrope walkers. Other guys are better talkers. Maybe you should fly a jet. Maybe you should be a vet. How about a deep-sea diver? How about a beehive hiver? Would you like to be an actor? Would you like to run a tractor? Like to drive a taxi cab? Or run a big computer lab? Tennis pro. Hockey pro. Optometrist. Podiatrist. Chemist. Lepidopterist. Glass blower. Mushroom grower. How about a fishbone boner? Or a roller coaster owner? Would you sooner be a ballooner or a grand piano tuner? Olympic champion? Seller of shoes? It is very hard to choose. You've got to be someone. You can't just be a doodler. You could be a sculptor. Or perhaps a noodle noodler. You might be a mystery guy. Would you like to be a spy? Maybe you should be a vester. A jester. Or a hammock tester. Maybe you should be a voice. Someday you must make a choice. Maybe you should be a voice. When you find out what a voice is, you can tell us what your choice is.
Dr. Seuss Video Classics.
Hunches in Bunches. By Dr. Seuss. Do you ever sit and fidget when you don't know what to do? Everybody gets the fidgets. Even me, and even you. And today was quite an awful day for me and my poor pup. My trouble was, I had a mind, but I couldn't make it up. It's awfully, awfully awful when you can't make up your mind. Do you want to kick a football? Or sit there on your behind? Do you want to go out skating, fly a kite, or climb a tree? Do you want to eat a pizza, take a bath, or watch TV? Oh, you get so many hunches that you don't know ever quite if the right hunch is a wrong hunch. Then the wrong hunch might be right. There I was inside the house, so fuddled up I could shout, when I got a hunch, a happy hunch, that I shouldn't be in, but out. But before I could follow that happy hunch, a voice snapped,
Don't you dare!
and a real tough hunch informed me,
You're not going anywhere. There is homework to be done, bub. Sit your pants down on that chair.
and so I did. I sat me down, but as soon as I got set, a better hunch came, and he yanked off the homework hunch's hat. The better hunch said,
We'll head downtown. We'll pick up your good friend James, and together we'll trot to some real cool spot, and we'll play a few video games.
So of course that's what I started to do. But a sour hunch came to spoil it.
Your bicycle's rusting up.
He yapped.
Get yourself out back and oil it.
By now my mind was so mixed up, I really didn't know if I wanted to go to the barber shop or to Boise, Idaho. Then a very odd hunch upset me when he asked me loud and clear,
Do you think it might be helpful if you went to the bathroom, dear?
Before I could even answer him, a new voice interrupted.
That mind of yours
I heard him say,
is frightfully geflupted. Your mind is murky-mushy. Will you make it up, or won't you? If you won't, you are a won'ter. Do you understand, or don't you? If you don't, you are a don'ter. You're a canter if you can't. I would really like to help you, but you're hopeless, so I shan't.
Then a spookish hunch suggested I go 4 ways all at once. But I didn't fall for that one. I am not that dumb a dunce. I knew where I would end up if I tried a thing like that. Most likely on some dead-end road in West Jehossa Flat. I was much too smart for that 4-way hunch. But the next thing that I knew, I was following a nowhere hunch, a real dumb thing to do. Everybody sometimes does it, even me, and even you. I followed him in circles till we wore the rug right through. And then I heard an up hunch laugh.
You are a stupid slop. The way to go is not around. The way to go is up.
That seemed to make a lot of sense. I even took my chair. I just knew I'd make my mind up if it had some high, fresh air. But the up hunch I had followed was a phony and a fake. Way up top, I met a down hunch, and he sighed,
For goodness sake, you should never trust an up hunch. You have made a big mistake.
Then things got really out of hand. Wild hunches in big bunches were scrapping all around me, throwing crunchy, hunchy punches. And some super hunch was yelling,
Make your mind up. Get it done. Only you can make your mind up. You're the one and only one.
One of me could never do it. And quite suddenly, I knew. To get a job like that done would take more of me, like 2. And maybe even more of me, like 3 of me, or 4 of me. It took an awful lot of me. It took a lot of yelling. It took a lot of shoving and hot bargaining and selling. We all talked the hunches over, up and down and through. We argued and we bargued. We decided what to do. And I finally followed a munch hunch, the best hunch of the bunch. I followed him into the kitchen and had 6 hot dogs for lunch.